I'm going to demonstrate how to perform a web query in Excel 2016. This is going to be for Windows. I'll try to put one together for Mac, and that way you can see the differences. And I will also try and put one together for Excel 2013, but I probably won't go further back than that because the ones in 2013 are exactly the same as the previous versions. So again, this is going to be taking a look at how we do it using a technology in Excel called web query. So if I go to the data tab at the top of the screen and the ribbon, then we can see that there's a section called get and transform data. There's queries and connections, sorting and filtering our data, some data tools, forecasting, and outlining the data. We're just going to take a look at getting data from the web. So this is how I import data from a web page. So I'm going to go over here to my new worksheet tab that I just created. This is where I'm going to put my data. So this is the destination for my data. I'm going to choose from web. And I have an idea from web. This opens this nice little box. I want to get the information from this website, FIFA World Cup statistics. So I'm going to copy this URL to my clipboard, move back to Excel, simply paste it in. Now this is a static table. So in this particular example, the data isn't changing on the website that I'm getting it from. So it'll always retrieve the same pieces of information. But there could be other examples of other websites where the data you're getting, like stock information, is changing every day or every few minutes if the markets are open. So you'll be able to see that the data comes across live into your Excel file if your data source is being refreshed. If your data source is being refreshed. So again, I went to the data tab, we went from web, and I've got this very basic setting here. I could go to advanced. There's a lot more options, but I don't need those. I just paste my URL in and hit OK. Then we get to this Navigator, and it opens up a Navigator, and we can see that there's a table view and a web view. So the web view would show us the web page that we're looking at, and it does show us some of the tables. That's table 0, and I can scroll down a little bit here. There we go. There's actually a couple of tables that it indicates. There's table 2, but I'm not going to take table 2 right now. I'm interested in table 0. I can see all of this information over here. I could just go to table view if I wanted to. I can see the other pieces of information that are available. I'm going to take the information from table 0, and there are a couple of options here. I can edit the query, which I'm not going to get into in this demonstration. I'll just go through the very basics. And you can choose load, which will load the data from the website into your spreadsheet. There is another example called, or another option you can choose, which says load to, but I'm not going to get into that right now either. So I'll do other demonstrations on that in the future. So I'm just going to choose load. And it's loading the data. We can see the little message on the right. On the right in this task pane, we see that it says that table 0 has 20 rows loaded, and it shows me a little preview of this data. It says data sources. My load status was loaded directly to the worksheet. It's got some column names. I can view it in the worksheet, which is what I have behind me. I can see a sample of the demo, sample of the values, and I can choose edit, and there's also some other options where I can send to a data catalog, do a whole bunch of other things if I was doing some advanced data modeling with this, but I'm not doing that right now. But there is a lot of features in here. Just know that it's really powerful tool. So I'm just going to close that. Now this query, I could right click on the query, I could rename it, because this table is really just called FIFA stats. And if I click the refresh button, if I just click on that button, it'll load it from the website again, and it's going to update because nothing's changed. And I can just close that query connection tab because I'm not going to do anything with it. But I see here that I've got all the information that's been pulled in from the website. It actually went to a new worksheet, so it's not on my data tab. And it's now in a table. So I can move to the little arrows beside the column headings, and I choose sort, or I can manipulate it in any way. And in those simple steps, I see that the World Cup with the highest average attendance is the 1994 World Cup that was held in the US. So I hope that answers your questions on creating a web query in Excel 2016. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me.